Good day, everyone. We are the group 6, and we will be going to try to report about police planning. So without further ado, let's get started. Plan versus planning. So ano nga bang pinagkaiba ng planning? So ang plan, ito yung set of schedules or a sequence of activities na kung saan imimit nyo yung isang goal or isang mission or assignment. Let's for example, today is January 16. So yung nasa schedule natin ngayon mag 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 quiz tayo, mag-exam. So doon isineset natin yung plano natin kung paano yung schedule of activities and schedule of goals and assignments. So planning. So ang planning daw, ito yung tinitignan mo yung future. Ito yung plan, which is you are going to visualize the future results. Therefore, it is about the visualizing the future. So nandito yung mga what if nyo, how about nandito yung mga dito nyo makikita yung mga hindi dapat gawin at hindi dapat natin magagawin at imposibleng gawin. Dito ina-analyze nyo yung mga yon at mag-provide kayo ng mga alternative ways and means for adapting your goals or achieving your goals. So second, police planning. So police planning is an attempt by police administrators in trying to allocate anticipated resources to meet indicated service or demand. The systematic and properly determination of facts and events and basis for policy formulation and decision making affect law enforcement management. So police planning, meaning dito nila i-base lahat ng gagawin nila or i-a-actual nila. Bakit? Kasi dito sa planning, dito mo makikita yung mga strategies na gagawin nila for prevention of public safety. To secure the public safety. So bago nila i-conduct ang isang operation, bago nila i-conduct ang isang plano, dadaan sila sa kanilang planning. So planning, dito nila ma-visualize yung mga gagawin nila. Dito nila i-take down kung paano nila gagawin, kung saan nila gagawin, kung ano ang gagawin nila, kung bakit ganito, kung paano, kung what if, di ba? So operational planning. The operational planning is the rational design pattern for all department undertaking that relying on the chance in operational environment. The preparation and development of procedures and techniques in accomplishing each of the primary tasks. Operational planning, meaning dito mo lahat ng mga past operational planning. So meaning lahat ng mga ginawa, lahat ng mga past achievement or operations ng ginawa ng inyong organization. So lahat ng strategies, lahat ng techniques, lahat ng mga results nito, pag i-compare mo. Bakit? i-compare mo yung gagawin nyo at yung magiging resulta ngayon. So, therefore, yung nangyari kahapon, ngayon, ayaw mong maulit, but you will be going to develop. You are going to commit yourself to achieve a measurable result. Gets? So, police operational planning. Police operational planning, it is the act of determining policies and guidelines for police activities and operations and providing controls and safeguard for such activities and operations in the department. It involves strategies, tactics, procedures, policies, or guidelines. So, police operational planning, meaning ito uh, yung last phase of the police planning. Dito mo, bago mo i-conduct or bago nyo i-apply yung isang plano, so dapat yung plano nyo itaas nyo muna. So i-apply nyo yung chain of command. So yung from baba, you will be going to send your plan to the line units of the PNP organization, so that they will be going to inform, or they will be going to aware what will you have been going to do. Why? Kasi nga for public safety, for public safety, para sa successful of achievement of the missions. Pero ang police operational planning, meron itong strategies, tactics, procedures, and policies or guidelines.
Strategy. It is a plan to attain a stated goal or objects. And tactics, it is an action to attain a particular object. And procedures, it is activities to reach a point or to attain what is desired. And policy, it is a program to action adopted by an individual, group, organization, or government. And there are 5W and 1H in guidelines in planning. And the first W, what? You determine the object. And the second W is why. Determine the reason. And the third W is when. Must be determined the exact date and time. And the fourth W is where. Locate the place. And the last W is who, just to know the people who involved. And the 1H is the strategy and methods.
Characteristic of a good plan. So we have 6 types of characteristic of a good plan. So first is the clearly defined goals or objectives. So objectives are the ultimate goals towards which all activities are directed. So ito yung mga layunin kung saan nakadirekta ang lahat ng mga aktibidades. So second is the simplicity, directness, or objectives. So if a plan is expressed in a language which is not understandable by the person of the concern, or it complicated, it may create problems for those who are actually put into action. The third one is flexibility. So flexibility is a plan adjusts the changes into the plans without any delay. Hence, a plan must not be rigid. So a plan should be broad enough to meet the future challenges and uncertainties. So fourth is possibility of attainment. So a goal attainment is a process through which human and other resources are mobilized for the attainment of collective goals and purposes. So fifth is must provided standard of operation. So it provides detailed instructions on how to carry out a task so that any team member can carry out the task correctly every time. Last is the economy in terms of resources needed for implementation. So, resources might include the budget, office space, equipment, its service, and staff. Establish agency resources requirements. People are a key resources in successful implementation. So, you'll need to have the right mix of skill and expertise in your implementation planning. So, next is the classification of a police plan according to coverage. Classification of police plan. So we have two types of police plan, the according to coverage and according to time. So doon muna tayo sa according to the coverage. So local plan. Local plan is a physical planning documents that translate the policy and strategic plan of the structure plan into the form of detail and use proposal map for the local planning authority. So next is the regional plan. Regional plan deals with the efficient placement of land use activities, infrastructures, and settlement growth across a larger area of a land than individual city of town. So last is the national plan. National plan is a long-term plan for the development of an economy. Such plans usually cover a period of 5 years or more and attempt to remove bottlenecks to the economic development by coordinating the growth of different sectors of the economy by making appropriating investment and manpower planning arrangement. So next is the according to time. First is the strategic or long range plan. So it relates to the plan which are the strategic or long range in application. So it determines the organization original goals and strategy. So example is that is the police action plan in the strategy determine dreams and program police. So next is the indeterminate or medium range plan. It relates to the plan which determine quantity and quality efforts and accomplishment. It also refers to the process of determining the contribution on effort that can make or provide with allocated resources. Example is the 6 master plan of PNP. So the master plan Sindigan Milenyo Anti-Crime Master Plan Sandugo Support in International Security Operation Master Plan. So, yun yung mga example ng master plan of the PNP. So, doon na tayo sa operational plan or short range planning. OPLANs refers to the production of plan which determine the schedule of special activities and are applicable for 1 week or less than 9 years duration. So, plans that address immediate need which are specific and how it can be accomplished on the time available allocated resources. So, example of plans is the Oplan Jumbo Aviation Security Group Strategy Oplan Agency Terrorist Attack and Oplan Salikop CIDG Strategic Plan Against Organization Crimes Group.
Types of plan. Procedural plan or policy plans. Deal with procedures that have been outlined and officially adopted by all members of the unit under specified circumstances. Ito yung procedure na kanilang sinusunod ng bawat member ng isang police organization. Guidelines for actions to be taken. Ang procedural plan and policy plan ay dito rin nang galing yung guidelines nila kung ano ba yung gagawin nila sa isang operation. General plan of action that serves as a guide in operation of the organization or unit. uh, ang procedural plan at policy plans ay ito yung general plan or ito yung pangkalahatang procedure na kanilang susundin sa isang operation. At code of procedure. Ang code of procedure ay kumbaga ito yung password wifi na hindi ka makakonect kapag wala kang password or code. Ang procedural plan or policy plan ay ito yung na-organize na methods or overall guidelines kung ano ba ang plano, estratehiya ng mga police officer upang sa ganun ay maging malinis at successful ang kanilang operation. Examples of procedural plans or policy plans. A. Field procedures. Procedures intended to be used in all situations of all kinds shall be outlined as guide to officers and men in the field, such as procedures that relate to reporting, to raids, arrest, stopping suspicious persons, receiving complaints, investigation, and etc. Ang field procedure ay ito yung specific field ng bawat police officer at ito rin yung guide nila sa kanilang operation kung sila ba ay nasa reporting field, raids, or arrest at iba pa. D is headquarter procedures. Include procedures to be followed in the headquarters, usually reflected in the duty manual. Ang headquarter procedures ay ito yung sinusunod nilang methods ng kanilang institution o headquarters at ang guidelines at estratehiya ng kanilang departamento. C. Standard Operating Procedures or SOP. Procedures intended for specific operations to ensure uniformity of action. Ang SOP or Standard Operating Procedures ay ito yung step-by-step procedure ng kanilang operation. Ang SOP ay ina-achieve nito yung efficiency, quality output, and uniformity o pagkakapare-pareho ng performance upang mabawasan ang miscommunication.
Operational plan. These are plans often called work plans. It is the work program of the field units. It is described specific action to be taken. The work to be done is estimated, manpower and equipment is located, proper objectives are defined, and methods of accomplishment are developed. It also, the statistical analysis is widely used. Tactical plans. Tactical plans are plans that concerns method of action to be taken at a designated location and under specific circumstances. It is also generally emergency type plans that can be put into effect on a sudden occurrence of a condition requiring their use. Planning of emergencies of a specific nature at unknown locations. It also develops for specific situations as they arise. Examples are planning of major accidents, calamities, disasters, special events, hostage-taking situation, and etc. Administrative or management plans. Those plans are related to staffing, equipment, supplying, and organizing. It includes the structuring of functions, authority, and responsibilities, the allocation of resources, personnel management, budgeting, and other concerns administrative in nature. Examples are assignment and training of personnel, recruitment, equipment, and supply procedures, and etc. Extra departmental plans. These plans are those which requires actions or assistance from persons or agencies outside of the department. It also involves coordination with other agencies. Example of these are exchange of information on unwanted persons, known drug syndicates, known organized crime groups, stolen vehicles, and etc.
From CRIM 3DB. My topic is hypnotic planning. Hypnotic planning is most widely used approach in police management. Hypnotic planning is also called rational comprehensive approach. It is a dominant tradition in planning. It is especially appropriate for police agencies as it is based on the problem-oriented approach of planning. So, the hypnotic planning is appropriate isunati police agencies kasi nakabase isunati problem-oriented approach of planning. It also relies on the problem identification and analysis phase of the planning process. Police administration in formulating goals and priorities in, in terms that are focused on specific problems and solutions that are often confront law enforcers. So, the hypnotic planning assist the police administration in formulating the goals. Focus is una ti specific problem and solution na ikaskas sa confront ti law enforcers. The planning consists of 11 progressive steps, and each step is designed to provide the police manager with a logical course of action. First is prepare for planning. So what actions are necessary? In here, it needed to achieve a certain desired effects or result. Your interpretations, and when must they take place? So it happens here in a controlled or organized way. And see who is to be involved in each action and for how long. In preparing the plan, you need to see who is involved in each action and for how long, and how will the various actions interlock with one another. So how the actions or mechanisms functions mutually dependent. It prevents two undesired states in planning. So let's go to number 2. Describe the present situation. A. Evaluate the present situation. What is the present situation? So this step involves understanding the position from which are starting the baseline in order to know the things. So what to do or improve, and whether your interventions has been successful. B. Compare the present situation to the ideal situation. What is the ideal situation? So in here, you need to compare present situation to the ideal situation just to see its exact ideal situation. Number 3, develop projections. So in develop projections, you need to develop or estimate or forecast the future situation based on a study of present ones. So A, what are the desired outcomes? So here, you need to describe what is specific changes you hope to occur as a direct result of your plan that will help you to achieve your goals. And B, what are the desired results? So you need to see the desired results. Letter B, what are the desired results? So you need to see the exact desired results of these projections. And number 4, consider alternative future state. So in here, it manage uncertainly and improve decision making. So A, what will possibly happen in the future? So you need to think the outcome of your decision or plan. And B, what are the possible changes that can happen in the future? So you need to foresee the possible changes that can happen to the future of this state. And fifth one, identify and analyze problems. So it establish the causes and effects related to that problem. So letter A, what is the problem? So you must search first the exact problem. And letter B, what are the areas that need attention? So you must foresee the areas that needs the exact attention in analyzing the problem. So what are the causes of the problem? So you need to see the causes of the problem just to analyze or identify the pinpoint of this problem. So B, how serious is the problem? So you need to see the seriousness of this problem just to know the exact plan or how to identify and analyze these problems. 6, set goals. So you need to think about the results you want to see. In setting goals, you need to take a clear look at what you are trying to achieve. So what are the objectives? So in here, you need the aim of this goal. 7, identify alternative courses of actions. So choose the limited to one of the 2 or more possibilities as of things, propositions, or courses of action, the selection of which precludes any other possibility. A, what are the possible policies, possible strategies, or possible A, what are the possible policies, possible strategies, or possible specific actions that are aimed at eliminating the problem? So in here, you need to see the possible policies, strategies, and specific action just to eliminate the other just to eliminate the problem. B, what are the different possible procedures to be followed? So you need to see the possible or what procedures do you want to be followed. Number 8, select preferred alternatives. So A, what are the selected policies, strategies, and specific actions to be followed and undertaken? So you must see the strategies or specific action you want to undertake in these selected alternatives. B, what are the established procedures to be followed? So dito ay ang kung ano na talaga ang procedure na yung gagawin. So number 9, plans for implementation. A, how are the policies, strategies, and specific courses of actions going to be implemented or executed? So here, kung paano mo ito i-implement or gagawin ang strategies and specific courses or policies. So B, who are the persons responsible for the implementation? So in the plans of implementation, so you must see the persons who are responsible for this. So number 10, implement plans. So, you need to execute a plan to fulfill the objectives or aim of your goals. So, and last 11, monitor and evaluate progress. This is the final step of synoptic planning. So, this is the important step to determine if the plan was a success or not. And it is necessary in order to compare the goals with the result. So, were the objectives or goals achieved, and were the problems solved, and what were the strengths and the weaknesses of.
Today I will be discussing the identify and analyze problems. What is the problem? Ito yung kung saan dapat alam mo yung kung ano yung problema para ma-identify or ma-analyze mo yung isang sample, yung isang kaso. What are the areas that need attention? Ito yun kung saan naganap yung isang sample, yung isang crime. Titignan mo yung gaano kalawak yung area kung saan ka magpo-focus. What are the causes of the problem? Siyempre, titignan mo yung kung ano yung problema o kayo yung kung ano yung nangyari. And the next one is how serious is the problem. Titignan mo rin kung gaano kaseryoso yung nangyari sa isang biktima. Next is set goals. What are the objectives? Tignan mo kung bakit nangyari yon o kaya bakit siya pinatay. Identify alternative courses of action. What are the possible policies, possible strategies, or possible specific actions that are aimed at eliminating the problem? Titignan mo rin yung mga possible na idea or mga strategies na ginawa kung bakit siya napahamak or bakit siya pinatay. What are the different possible procedures to be followed? Dapat titingnan mo rin kung ano yung mga iba't ibang idea or possibilities na pwede mong gamitin. Select preferred alternatives. What are the selected policies and specific actions to be followed and undertaken? Tingnan mo yung mga selected policies or yung mga actions na pwede mong gamitin or pwede mong gawing evidence. What are the established procedures to be followed? Siyempre, titignan mo yung procedures. Dapat step by step na gawin mo yon. Plans for implementation. How are the policies, strategies, and specific courses of actions going to be implemented or executed? Dapat may gagawin kang plano bago mo to gawin. Dahil di mo alam kung gaano kahirap yung dapat mong gawin o kaya isagawa. Dapat din may plano ka para ma-execute mo yun or para magawa mo ng maayos. Who are the persons responsible for the implementation? Dapat yung mga responsible na tao na gagamit mo yung mga sample sa isang case, di ba? Yung isang witness o kaya yung mga nakakita. Implements plans, actual execution of the plans that fulfill the objectives or goals. Yung dapat yung final na action mo or yung final na gagawin mo dapat kumpleto. Monitor and evaluate progress. The final step of the synoptic planning. Ito na yung kung saan mag-evaluate ka na. Dapat i-monitor mo na yung mga kinuha mo na mga evidence. Important step to determine if the plan was success or not. Dapat din alam mo kung success ba yung ginawa mo or hindi. Necessary in order to compare the goals with the results. Dapat i-compare mo muna bago mo ipasa kung maganda ba talaga yung result or hindi. Were the objectives or goals achieved? Siyempre yes, para mas maganda yung magawa mo. Dapat kung tingnan mo din kung succeed ba yung problems or yung mga objectives or goals na ginawa mo. What were the strengths and the weaknesses of the plans? Tingnan mo din yung mga strengths or weaknesses sa mga ginawa mo para hindi ka malito at dapat hindi masira yung mga